Hi, welcome back to this video, part of a playlist where I'm taking you through from idea right through to upload of an Amazon KDP low content book, which is a kids journal with drawing space. We've done tons of work so far. If you haven't seen any of those videos, jump back and have a look. And today we are so close to uploading, so close to logging into Amazon, entering all the details and being able to publish our book. But there are a few more things to consider before we are completely ready. So I always like to get totally ready and have everything there so that once I go into Amazon I can just click through all of the screens and hit publish. So this is the cover of our little book. We made the cover in the last video. This is what the final look is. So we've done our research, we've created an interior and we've created a cover so far. So now we need to think about the price. How are we going to price our book? We also need to think about the categories. Which categories are we going to enter the book into? We need to think about a description. Description is really, really important. It's one of the few things we've got in the low content world to entice our customer to buy our book over another person's. And we need to think about A+ content. Again, something that many people are missing out on. So don't be one of those. You can make some A+ content super fast. Once you've done it a couple of times, you'll be astounded how quickly you can make it. And it really does make all the difference. So pricing. First of all, we're going to check out the royalty calculator that Amazon gives us, just so that we can see what royalty we would get at different price points. But also, obviously, it's worth checking in the niche at what the book is going for, similar books to yours. What is the going rate? Is there a big range? Is it a really tight range? Do you want to be one of the lowest prices, so therefore you might get sales that way? Or are you trying to price yourself slightly higher so that you are going to make more royalties? And also there is the psychology of a book costing a little bit more is deemed to have more quality or more value. Often if something is very cheap, subconsciously the consumer might think it's lesser quality or lower quality. So let's have a look at the royalty calculator. To get to this page, simply type in KDP Amazon royalty calculator into Google and you'll get straight to it. So you simply just add in your pages. Obviously if it's a paperback and that we're going to do black and white, what marketplace you're going to be on, and let's just have a look. So if we did list this at $5.99 and calculate, this tells us that we are going to make $1.30 per sale. If we looked at $6.99, it jumps up to $1.90. So a simple way to just come and see what the royalties will be. Another thing you could think about is on the launch, you could lower the price of your book so that maybe you'd make more sales that way and get some reviews, and then you can slowly start to increase the price as your book is doing better and starting to go up the rankings of Amazon. So categories. Amazon allows you to pick 2 categories for your book, and you can actually add more afterwards once the book is published and you've got an ASIN number, a unique identifying number for your book. So 2 for now. There are lots of people that are adding completely irrelevant categories to their books. Amazon haven't particularly cracked down on that yet as far as I know, but I think it might be something that they do eventually. So try to pick categories that are somewhat relevant to your book style and your book content. Description. So the description, like I said, is very important. We want to add some keywords in there. We don't want it to be too long or too short. Use bullet points, use their heading system that they've got inside the builder, and always leave a call to action at the bottom, basically asking them to buy your book. So starting with the title, think about things like, who is this book for? Make sure you make that really clear in your description. Add something emotive if you can, some reason why they should buy your book, what they might be missing out on if they don't have a book like this. Talk about why to buy this book. What is different about your book? What is nice about your book? What is interesting about your book? Add in some features, but don't just do this on its own. I think just having features is a bit dry. By features I mean things like how many pages it's got, the size of the book, the kind of boring stuff. And then always, like I said, leave a call to action. So for our example of our kids journal with drawing space, I've written this out, and you can pause the video and read it now if you wish to, but you'll see this again once I go inside the builder and add all of this information into Amazon. But really the reason I'm showing you this right now is just to show you we've got the title right at the top, we've got 2 areas of bullet points, we've got another area of bold text in the middle which breaks things up, and a call to action at the bottom. So it kind of, when you just look at it, it's more enticing to read, even if you just want to skim read it or just pick out bits to read, rather than just having one block of boring text that everything's the same font size and there's no bolding or bullets. It's just like, oh, I can't be bothered to read that. Whereas something like this is more easy for the eye to kind of skim over and pick out the bits that maybe are important. A+ content. Don't miss out on this. This is such a brilliant thing that Amazon are allowing us to make. So A+ content, prepare it now, save it in a draft. It's definitely a no-brainer because it's so easy to make if you've got Canva, and I'm sure you have if you're watching this video. Let me quickly show you 3 examples. One book hasn't got any, and I'll show you what they're missing out on, and then 2 different examples of A+ content that both have very different benefits. So over here in Amazon now, this little notebook here, they haven't added any A+ content. Let's just have a look at their description. They've got the bullet points, which is great, and they've got a main heading, which is also good. And as you can see, it does just make it easier to read when it's not huge blocks of text. So, you know, that's fantastic. And Amazon tells you anyway the pages and all of that stuff, the size, but lots of people, including me, do like to add it in as a bullet point as well. But we're not talking about that, we're talking about A+ content. So they haven't got any at all. So when you click onto this book and you might scroll down to have a bit more information, the first thing you see is customers who viewed this item also viewed. So basically Amazon are sort of saying, do you want this one or might you prefer one of these? So having that A+ content there as well is just another way to kind of grab their attention as to know why they should choose your book and not one of these books that is also going to be presented to them. Then we've got this little book here, Draw and Write Journal, cute rainbow unicorn face, primary composition notebook dashed midline with, yeah, not a real sentence, but they've added a lot of keywords there. I like their description. It's got a nice big heading. They're using the bullet points again as well. Now this lady, Aunt Meg and me, is doing very well on Amazon. And the way they've used their A+ content, when you scroll down, Amazon will still show you customers who viewed this item also viewed before your A+ content. So there is always that enticement to go somewhere else. But from the publisher, this is the A+ content, and they have used 2 modules. Each one of these would be classed as a module. They've used 2 the same, and what they've done is they've used it to advertise other books that they are making. So these are actually clickable links. So if you've got lots of similar books that might appeal to the same customer, you could do something like this. So you might just come down here and be like, oh no, I prefer this one, click, and you go and buy it. This little book here, Imagine, Write and Draw a Sketchbook and Journal with 52 journal prompts for kids. This book here, we scroll down, and yeah, Amazon show us this section again from the publisher. This is their A+ content. So the first thing they've got is a really nice big mock-up here, which I just think is good. I love mock-ups. I think they really do add professionalism and they just look cool. And then what they're doing is they're showcasing the inside of their book and showing that each day has got a different prompt. So a parent might look at this and think, oh yeah, these are the kinds of things I would like my child to be prompted by. And they've also showed the how to use this book, just so that it's really clear who it's for and how you'd use it. So that's A+ content, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the same modules. I don't actually know what the maximum is, perhaps it is 5. So we are also going to make some A+ content, and I like this style. And if you're watching this video, maybe you don't have other books to link to, so this would be a good place to start. So you are now even closer to uploading your content onto Amazon KDP. So now we will just make some A+ content. You'll watch that in the next video, and the video after that will be the upload process. So I'll see you in the next one.